Today I thought I'd start our live down here in the pasture. This tree behind me is in full bloom. The almond orchards in the area are just past their peak, but this tree right behind me is in peak right now. So I thought I'd start here because it's so beautiful. So you can see how green and beautiful everything is here. So I am in Northern California. I am an adult amateur dressage rider, and we have a small farm here in the valley in Northern California. It's going to be in the upper 60s today. It's a little chilly. The mornings always start out a little chilly, and then we go up from here. So I'm going to flip you around, and then we'll start talking about the sheep, and then we'll walk around and go visit the horses. There we go. So I'm behind the arena, and we are out here where the sheep hang out. Let's see, walk over here. Let's see, that's Tupac in the distance over there. Let me zoom in. That's Tupac eating some leaves off of the bush there. It's actually a tree that's growing back. Oh yeah, he's gonna rub his horns on it because he's a big boy. Eat and rub. And then over here we have, I think that's Dre. Dre is usually hanging around with Tupac. He's our oldest boy. He's going to be 7 this year. And then we've got these guys over here. So the big one is Twin. I'm pretty sure he's a son of Dre. He looks identical to Dre. So it's Twin. And then that's one of the babies from that were born in August. So they're 6 months old. So you can see a 6-month-old there next to a 3-year-old. So you can see the difference. They grow slowly, but they get pretty big with big, impressive horns. And there's Dre walking around in the background there. Tupac is still over here doing Tupac things. Standing there admiring himself, I guess. There he goes. He's going to go follow Dre. Dre and Tupac are best buds. Well, unless it's breeding season, and then they're beating the heck out of each other. But they are usually together. He is, I think, 3 this year. He's my biggest ram. He's going to go over there. Dre is standing over there. Hi, Chad. They are sheep. These are American black belly sheep. Locally, the people in the valley here in California call them Barbados sheep, but they're actually American black bellies. And Tupac is actually out of a registered flock. He's not registered, but none of mine are registered, but he is a purebred out of pure stock. The rest of them are pure, but they're not out of registered stock. You can see the impressive horns on them. You know, hey, if you're going to have sheep, you might as well have something pretty cool to look at. So that's why we have them. Here comes Dre. Dre on the right-hand side. Yes, he's actually named after Dr. Dre. And the one on the left is Tupac, who's named after Tupac. Dre is about, I think he's 7 this year, and Tupac, I think, is 3 or 4. Hey, Blitzby. Hi. So those are my 2 oldest rams. And the rest of the flock is off to my right, so we'll walk over here and we'll look at the rest of the flock. So we back it out a little bit so you don't get so much. Oh, they're going to perform. Are you guys going to perform? Yeah, they're going to perform for you. There you go. Now, if I had treats in my pocket, because they like horse cookies and carrots and stuff, they would actually back up and Tupac would ram Dre. Dre comes over for treats. And he's pretty tame. And Tupac has actually started coming to get treats. So, but for whatever reason, if Dre gets a treat, Tupac goes and, you know, slams him, and then, yeah, they're pretty funny. But, yeah, they do this a lot. They're posturing, they butt heads, you know. They're not doing any harm to each other. When they back up and they run full at each other like you see Rocky Mountain sheep do, yeah, it's no joke. They're pretty impressive, and you can hear the slamming of the heads, you know, from quite a distance around the property. They're pretty impressive. So back out of them, and we'll walk over here. The rest of the flock is down here. So these would be my ewes and my 6-month-old lambs. Twin is over here. Twin is a son of, he's over here behind the bushes in the shade. He's a son of Dre. So you can barely see him. He's right there. He's just standing over there next to the fencing. And then my girls are looking at me going, what in the heck are you doing? So those are my ewes. The one in the middle is my oldest ewe. I think she's 5 this year. And the 2 on either side of her, I think, are her daughters. The ewes all kind of look alike, so they don't all have names. There's like 2 of them that have names. But these are her twin daughters that I kept, I guess, two seasons ago. So that is Honey, the one that's in the background there, the light colored one. That's Honey. And those are her twin daughters there in the front. And they had one of them had a single and the other one had twins this last year. And there's one of the ram lambs. They're 6 months old. So you can see they're quite a bit smaller than the adult males. So back out here, the rest of the flock is over here. Hi. And the one in the ditch here that's got a lot of black on her, she came from the same registered flock that Tupac came out of, and we call her Baby Girl. She's quite friendly. And we have 2 daughters of Baby Girl. I call the first daughter, which is coming towards me here, we call her BB. She's kind of in the middle there. She's got a lamb in front of her, and the lamb that's on the other side of her with no horns, that's BB's sister from this year. So you can see BB in the middle there is the ewe lamb, and then there's another ram lamb that's right there. So that's BB, and the little ewe lamb doesn't have a name yet. Haven't quite figured out a name for her. But they stay in the flock, so we give them names. Here comes Baby Girl. And she always produces really nicely marked babies. There she goes. Yeah, so we got the sheep, and then I also have horses and donkeys, and we're going to walk around there and find the donkeys. I'm going to go back this way. So I'm going to go back up here. This is a secondary pasture. It's on the other side of a ditch. So let me turn it around so you can see me. There I am. Hi. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. You know, if you'd like to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. This channel is not monetized. We don't have the traffic to this channel to get anywhere near monetization. It's just something that I enjoy doing, and I like sharing my farm, and I like sharing my horse videos with my riding, so that way I can track my progress over time. So we're going to go back over here across the dry part of the ditch. We've had like 18 inches of rain in the valley this year, which is a ridiculous amount of rain. We don't usually get that much rain in the wet season. But looks like spring is coming. We're going to be in the upper 70s by the beginning of next week, so I'm pretty stoked. So right here behind me is my dressage arena. So that's my arena where I ride the horses. And then over here, hey, thanks, I really appreciate it there, Blitzbly. And this is my round pen. We've been building the property in the barn up on the hill. Everything that's here we built in the last 6 years. So there was nothing down here, nothing on the property when we bought it almost 7 years ago. And we've been building everything that's here. Little bits and pieces here. Hey, I appreciate it, Chad. Thanks for subbing. It really helps the channel out. The algorithm is not your friend unless you're some giant account. Some of these giant accounts I've never heard of, but I don't know how they have millions of subs to them. It's like I've never even heard of these things. But hey, you know. But yeah, I appreciate it. It definitely helps. But like I was saying, everything here on the property we've been building for the last 7 years. And it, you know, it ebbs and flows. Like we use a lot of temporary corral panels. Oh, nice. You know, I've had this channel for over 10 years. That's probably closer to 15 now. I started the channel when we lived in the UK. We're a military family. I'm a veteran, and my husband is a retiree and a veteran. And so I started this channel when I was breeding Portuguese Podengo Pequenos when we lived in the UK. And I would just put the videos up so that way my friends could see the puppies and stuff. And I never developed it. So it wasn't until about, I guess about 3-4 years ago, I really started to try to develop the channel and to do more vlogging and that sort of thing. But so it's just kind of a labor of love at this point. Oh, nice. Yeah, you know, it took forever to get to 300, and then it took even longer to get to 1,000. And now I've got, I think, 1,800, but it's slow. I mean, we get like, if I have a short, like I've got a couple of shorts that I put out this year. I'm standing in front of the horses now, so I'll flip you around so you can see the horses. There they are. So this is Oreo. He's 4 years old. He's a pure Race Espana, Andalusian. And this is Duende de Marengo, and he is a yearling. And yes, he's huge, but he's just a baby. Yeah, it's just taken a long time. I mean, I kind of got burned out making the longer format videos because I just wasn't seeing the traffic from them. So I just started doing the shorts. And then, like I did a short last week, I think it was, or whatever, of Duende, this one right here, having his teeth done. And it's a 10-second little short video, and it's got like 16,000 views on it. So you never know with YouTube. It's just sort of random like that. You know, you put up a video that you don't think is going to do anything. Yeah, he's pretty big. He is 15.3 hands the last time I measured him. And Oreo, by contrast, he's 4 years old. He is 15.2 hands. So Duende is going to be a monster. Everybody keeps telling me he's going to be about 17 hands, which I hope he's not. His father wasn't that big, but it's fine. He's, yeah, he's big. He's very well bred, this one. Both of them have very good breeding, but Duende has very high degree of pedigree. So the Spanish standard for the breed, they have several different things, but they have a number scale that goes to 110 points for the breed standard and the potential for dressage, which is what I do. And his was 109 out of 110. So he has very high potential for dressage, which is quite exciting. And then Oreo, he has, oops, sorry about that. He has very good breeding as well. His sire right now is schooling, or is showing 3rd level dressage. His father is a Perlino. They're both black, but Oreo, you can see the lighter shade there. He's what they call a smoky black because he carries the cream gene. His father's the Perlino and his mother's a chestnut. So he is smoky black, and he has a full brother that was born a year after him. That's a Palomino. So that's why they like the Perlinos, and they like the creams and that sort of thing. They like the Palomino. I was looking for black. Minecraft? No, I don't do Minecraft. But they call him Oreo. That was his barn name when I got him, because he carries the cream gene. So he's black with cream in the middle. So it's kind of a joke. But I just kept calling him Oreo. His registered name, I was able to register him and name him. So I named him Leander Oscuro, which means dark legend. There's actually a warm blood that was showing a few years ago called Dark Legend that was pretty high FEI level. But he's quite talented. He's also very tricky. He's quite opinionated. But he is quite talented. We are qualified now for the Regional Adult Amateur Championships in June, and also the California Dressage Association, or California Dressage Society Nationals in September for training level. Oops, sorry about that. He's walking over here. So we have two different championships that we're qualified for right now. He's 4 years old. And he'll be 5 in May, so he's still 4, even though the birth year starts over in January. He's still 4. But we're qualified for those 2 championships in June and September. And right now we're going to start in March. We're going to start trying to qualify at 1st level. So we're hoping to be able to be qualified at 2 different levels, so we have 2 different chances to do the championships. So it's the first time ever that I've been riding dressage that I've ever had a chance to ride in championships, really. I did a championship in 2020 with my old Arabian that I lost over the winter because they dropped qualifications because I could never qualify to get him to the championship. So because of COVID, I was able to get him qualified. There was like 440 horses there that year in Idaho. And we got 3 top 10 out of the 3 top 10s that we did. Hey, Jan. Thanks for coming. Oh, yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. So, yeah, if you see me on Blue Sky, yeah, drop me a message and hit me up on Blue Sky. I try to share some of my shorts and some of my videos over on Blue Sky because there's quite a few horse people over there. Like, oh, what's her name? There's a lady that I used to follow on Twitter that's there now. Glorious Alliance. Glorious Alliance. It's a thoroughbred. She has Nyquist and Hackleton. She's got quite a few retired racehorses that she has on Blue Sky. And I used to follow her over there on the old place. But she's there now, and I follow her there. She's a nice lady. So that's what we do, is we do the dressage. Yeah, so I have a small farm. It's just 5 acres. So this is my front pasture. This was actually set up for the sheep originally. And what I've done is, you can see the PVC lying there in the field. We've set it up so it's flood irrigation. So the PVC pipe has holes in it, so when I turn it on, it waters the front field. So the whole property is about 5 acres. This is just the front of the property. You can see the houses there, and the rest of the front of the property. And then back here behind, we've got the sheep now moving up here. My chickens are over there too. So we just got 2 chickens. And then if I swing around here, you can see the back of my barn. You can see our horse trailers are over here. And then my neighbor's place is right next door with the fence. So, yeah, grass is everything. No, I don't have any snow. We're good. The only snow that we see is actually in the mountaintops. So over here, if I can move over here past Duende, if I zoom in, you'll be able to see some of the snow peaks on the Mendocinos. I saw them the other day. A little too low. They're behind the neighbor's property across the street. There's still snow up there, so like back here, you can kind of see the mountains are over there behind the trees. It's kind of hard to see today, but the mountains have quite a bit of snow on them, which is nice. Oh, hey, honey. Sweet. Got the gang all here. Shasta's hard to see from the property, but if I go out on the highway, which I'm looking west. So this is west, and this is south. And then north is blocked because that's town. So on the other side of our property up the street is actually Corning, the town. And so when you get out on the highway, you can see Shasta and Lawson pretty nicely. I don't have a very good view of either of them from the property, but yeah, they're covered in snow. The Mendocinos, all the tops of the Mendocinos have snow. It's pretty nice. Well, thanks, Chad, for coming, and thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were actually saying that this morning when we went out to the store, that we didn't see the people. They're usually selling strawberries and oranges and stuff in the parking lots. We didn't see them today. The gangbangers are going out to the front. So the sheep have full run of the property. So the flock is split right now. I've got some of them here in the back. I'll just walk over here and I'll show you my chickens. We just got 2 chickens. So the girls are over here, my Salt and Peppa. So Salt and Peppa are over here, and basically this is the dog yard. And of course Baby Girl is in here because Baby Girl is into everything. So the chickens are right there, Salt and Peppa. See if you can see them. Yeah, so they're in the yard. It's a small hutch, but we just printed off some plans to build a much bigger chicken domicile. So we have plans to make a big chicken thing. This one is only big enough for 2 to 3 chickens, and there's 2 in there now, and you can see they don't have a lot of room. It's on wheels, and then I move it around, but we want to make a bigger pen for them. So now the sheep have decided they're going to go out. Oh, there's the donkeys. We do. We have 4 cats. 2 that are outside barn cats. 1 that was a feral that now is sleeping on my bed upstairs. And the other one was a house cat that decided he wanted to be outside. And then we have the 2 kittens, which are about 2 years old now. They were actually born in a barn, and they don't want anything to do with the outside. So, you know, they're both Siamese too, so they love being in the house with the people. So this one is Jenny. So the dark one is Jenny. She's our oldest. I don't know, 10 or 12, something, I don't know. We've had them for 4 or 5 years now. And this is Amy. Oh, maybe she's 15. I don't know. Jenny was the older of the 2. Amy was 4 when we got her, so she's got to be probably 9 now. And I think Jenny was 9 when we got her, so she's probably about 15. So 14, 15. But Jenny, the darker one, is the tamer of the 2. Amy kind of hangs back and is not all that bothered, but it just doesn't care about people as much as Jenny does. Yeah, I gave them access to this. This was actually much deeper a couple of days ago when we opened it up for them. So they've been in here munching it down, which is good. She's over here checking out the chickens. But yeah, they'll come in here, and they mowed this pretty clean, which is fantastic because it's really weedy. This section is really weedy, so And then, so they're eating the grass there next to Salt and Pepper, the two chickens. And then the rest of the gang is moved over here. Let's go over here to the front yard. They came over here to the front yard. So we don't have to mow anymore because the sheep take care of everything. Oops, let me back this out. So the sheep take care of all of the mowing around here now. We used to have to mow it like a couple times a week. Now we don't do anything. Let's see if I can get in a better position. It's a little better. So yeah, they have free run of the property, so they can eat everything. We've been planting clover here in the front yard. So there's red and white clover out here. And mainly because it grows to about 8-9 inches tall, and then you don't have to mow it. So, and it attracts bees and everything. It's really pretty. So we've been trying to replace the weeds with clover. And of course the animals like it. But so right here we have one of the girls here on the side, and then this little ram lamb here in the middle. That's Baby. That's the one that I bottle fed. And he's very friendly because he was a bottle baby. And then he's next to Honey, my oldest ewe. And then one of Honey's daughters. And then that is Twin, the ram that's there. That's Twin. So they take care of the whole property. We don't have to do anything. If I leave them out on the whole property and let them continue to move around and free graze, then they keep the whole property at a pretty short grass, like golf course type level. If we keep them penned up and we isolate areas, then the grass gets pretty thick. So like they have moved out of this pasture, which is good because I use this pasture to have the horses be in here overnight. And you can see the grass has gotten a little longer. I mean, it's not that long, but it's gotten a little longer. So that way there's a little bit more for the horses to eat. Do I have a track store? Oh, tractor. Yeah, we upgraded our tractor last year because the smaller lightweight tractor that we've had for 6 years, it was just about paid off too, but it just wasn't capable of handling the work that we were asking it to do, so we were pushing it beyond its capability. So we upgraded to a tractor with twice the horsepower, and it's got a cab and air conditioning and heat, which awesome because it gets pretty hot here in the summer, and if you have to do work, it's dusty and it's not very nice. So if you're able to pick up any of the music in the background, that's actually my neighbor across the street right here. They're bee farmers. Well, you know, when you have a tractor and you got stuff to do, then, you know, you end up pushing it beyond its capability and you break stuff. So now we have a tractor that's got twice as much push power. So it's we've got the power we needed to do the jobs that we needed. It's, you know, a farmer thing. Yeah, so they're bee farmers across the street, really nice people. They've got as far as I saw, they had 2 cows. So they have cows, they have chickens. She's actually raised some chickens, and we're gonna get, she's got 3-week-old young chickens over there, so we're gonna be getting 2 more chickens. So that's kind of another reason why we're gonna be building the bigger bigger chicken house, is because they've got chickens they're gonna give us. And my neighbor over here to the south of us, they've got chickens and goats. And my neighbor on the other side has goats, cows, and chickens. Pretty much everybody on the street here either has chickens or has a neighbor with chickens. So there's quite a bit of ag on this road, which is, it's nice because, you know, you go down the road that way and you're in town in like, you know, I don't know, not even a half a mile. It's probably a quarter mile. But yeah, it's super cool. So they're really busy right now making, they've been putting bee boxes in the orchards since January, in between the storms, because you couldn't get into the orchards because your truck would sink, because everything was saturated. But so they've been doing that, and they've been really busy over there doing whatever else they do. I know they make honey, so I don't know if they process honey for local stores or what, but they gave us a jar of honey, so that was really nice. Here we go. You can see a little man here. This is my bottle baby. And I just call him baby, or my neighbors actually started him with the bottle for a couple of weeks, and then he came back into the flock, so we just call him baby. He didn't know he was a sheep initially. He had to learn he was a sheep when he came back. It was kind of funny. But he's a nice little boy. And we got the others over here tearing it up. So this is what I do sometimes. I just sit on the porch and I just watch the animals eat. It's quite cathartic. It's quite nice. But, we didn't start out with 12 sheep. I think there's 13 now. We started out with 2 and then built our flock up from there. So these guys, they are very common here in the valley in Northern California because they are heat tolerant, disease resistant, and they are a hair sheep, so the woolly stuff on them, they shed. So they shed it off just like, yeah, Baker's done. We had 14, but we had a loose dog, or loose dogs, get into this pasture where the horses are right now and killed one of them, one of my ram lambs, so I was very ticked off. Right? Hi. What are you doing? You say hi? You say hi? It's Oreo. He's saying hi. Whoops, let me back you out. Oops. Let me figure out how to do that. There we go. Sorry about that. Oreo's standing here munching. You munching? Yep, he's done with me. Back over here to baby. But, yeah, so we had, I know, the close-up was a bit so much. I tried to pinch it to back it out, but I think there's a legend on here somewhere to back it out. I just am not very good at it with the live, because I got a lot of glare. So I got the glare, and then it's hard to get the thing going. What are you doing, buddy? But yeah, I mean, this is the nicest part about having a farm, is you can just sit here and watch everybody eat, and it's really relaxing. You can forget about what's going on in the world when you're out here watching the sheep eat. It's a very simplistic existence that we enjoy here. But yeah, the flock, as I was saying, the sheep are heat tolerant, disease resistant, so we don't manage them or handle them like commercial domestic sheep have to be wormed and treated and all kinds of stuff. We don't have to do any of that. These guys are very zero maintenance. So if oh God, he's decided to lay down so he can eat. That is hilarious. Look at him. Can you see him over there eating, laying down? Or do I need to zoom in? That's pretty funny. That's a ram lamb for you. So yeah, they're very easy. They eat everything. Oh, now he's back up. They eat everything like a goat, but they're easy on fences because they're sheep. So they're just cool looking. They're hair sheep. Zero maintenance. If we have a dry spell where we don't have enough grass, then they get hay, but pretty much they are self-keepers. And we've got, so the flock is at a good size for the property that we have, of having around 12 to 14, because if we have fewer than this, like we had, I think 5 or 6 at one point. I think we had 6. We had 4 ewes and 2 rams. They couldn't keep up with the grass. So now we've got the 13, and then they can keep up with everything. Yeah, so there's hair sheep. These are hair sheep. Dorpers are another one that's a hair sheep. Those are a meat sheep. So it's a hair sheep, but it's a meat sheep. These are also used for meat, but they're not as commercialized because they're pretty wild natured. They're not as friendly as like the Dorpers. These are friendlier because I feed them, so they follow me and they do stuff. There's Catalan sheep. It's fun. I think it's a Turkish sheep. There's another one that is sometimes mixed with these black bellies in this area. That's another hair sheep. There's several hair varieties, and they're more of your original types of sheep. The wool was actually developed because it was used for commercial purposes years ago. So they developed the sheep to retain the wool rather than shed it. And now obviously you have to shear them because they don't have the shedding gene. So there's quite a few flocks in the UK where they're breeding back the hair sheep. They call them an easy care. So it's a mix with the commercial flock to get the shedding gene back, and they shed the wool rather than having to shear it, because there's no value in the wool anymore, which is really a shame. But if there's no value in the wool, but they obviously have value in the sheep for meat, I can see the quandary. But if they can breed the shedding gene back in, then they won't have to pay all that money to shear them, because you have to shear a wool sheep because they won't shed the wool. So the wool just continues to grow and grow and grow, and then you see these stories on Instagram and YouTube where the sheep has had 3 years of growth and it's got like 80 pounds of wool on it. It's ridiculous. It becomes a welfare issue, whereas these guys shed it. So yeah, there's a lot to sheep. One of my friends, her daughter does 4-H, and she did a paper on the American black bellies because they knew I had them. So she did a paper on that. But they have Suffolk or a Suffolk cross that they use for 4-H, and they raise it and they show it, and then it gets sold, I guess, so the kid gets the money from the sale, but they only get like $500 for them. And I said, well, I get $250 to $500 for mine, and I don't have to shear it, and I don't have to do all that stuff, Oh, 2 degrees? Yeah, Celsius, so that's pretty cold. That's probably about 38, 40 degrees. Yeah, that's cold. Here it's supposed to be mid-60s Fahrenheit, so that'll be, let's see, 10 is 50 degrees, so that'd be about probably 13, 14 degrees centigrade. Foggy, dude, I haven't seen you in forever. Thanks for coming. Look it's like the gang's all here. Sweet. Yeah, I bet. -10 is nasty. I lived in Montana, so yeah, I know what negative temperatures feel like. Girl, I haven't seen you in forever. I've seen you over on like some of the other, I think, where did I see you? I saw you on the Fuckum Fam, and I saw you, I think, on Midas Touch. I saw you on a couple other ones. I haven't seen you on Randy's show in a long time. So far, those of you that know me, I am still employed because I'm a federal employee and I'm a disabled vet. So far, we still have our benefits and I still have a job. I just met with my boss yesterday, and she assured me that I would be okay. She said that for the level at the VA that I'm at, we would be the ones that would turn out the lights, like if they shut down the entire VA. we'd be the last ones out the door, which is a relief and terrifying at the same time. Bye, Blitz. Thanks for coming. I don't know who's going to be safe and who's not. They just rifted or sent a notice to rift a bunch of people from procurement, which are the people that buy the prosthetics and stuff for our veterans. And I like, really? Why would you fire all the people that buy stuff that we need for the veterans? But what do I know, right? But anyway, so that's why I come out here and I visit with my sheep and I visit with my horses, because that way I can just forget about it and relax. Oh, did you? Yeah, he was in Nebraska yesterday, I saw, and they had an overflow crowd. They had to turn 800 people away. I love Bernie. I got to see him in Oakland, 2016. I got to see Bernie in Oakland with, I don't know, 40,000 other people from Oakland. That was something. Yeah, I love Bernie too. Bernie is the best president that we never got to have. Oh, did he have overflow in Iowa too? Nice. See, that's the thing with Bernie, is they underestimate the movement. The movement is, and I was posting about this, I posted on somewhere, somebody, one of the YouTube channels I think it was, they were talking about the movement, that there's a movement there that's looking for leadership. And I posted that the leadership, or the movement, has been there. So I worked on the Obama campaign in '08. The movement has been there all along. The movement was waiting for Obama to well, you know, to have us mobilize and you know, get good things for working class people. But then he brought in Rahm Emanuel, and that killed the movement, at least for the time being. And then the movement started again with Bernie, and the Democratic Party, you know, killed it. I think I posted it on Blue Sky. So if you follow me on Blue Sky, I know I posted something about that today. So 16, Bernie got torpedoed by the party. In 20, he got torpedoed by Obama and the party again. And then in 24, the movement got killed because of the voting machines, because we can't have nice things. And that was led between the voting machines and Nancy Pelosi, because Nancy Pelosi didn't want Bernie. She didn't want Bernie. She didn't want Kamala. She wanted Adam Schiff. She was pushing for Adam Schiff. So those of you that know me, you know, we just can't seem to have nice things, because we have people that are 80 plus years old that should have left politics 20 years ago and left it to AOC and Jasmine Crockett and Raskin and Frost and the younger generation that know how to message and they know how to use social media. And we've, you know, Hakeem Jeffries going around on a book tour. Really? A book tour? Wow. Talk about tone deaf. If you notice, they're eating the bark off my tree, because that's what they do, because they're like goats, because kill every damn tree in here. Yeah, you know, but yeah, they're eating my tree bark and then they rub. Little jerks. Let's go over here and watch the donkeys. Watch the donkeys not be as destructive as my sheep. But yeah, I'm glad Bernie's out there. He knows. Bernie has always known. He's at 40 years. He knows the dangers of where we're at. So I don't expect the courts to save us. You know. Oh, I thought you were leaving. Oh, I'm glad you're staying. We're going to look at the donkeys now. And we've got Salt and Pepper are in the chicken cage. So what are you guys doing today? I'm out here hanging with the flock and hanging with the animals. What are you guys up to today besides hanging with me? That is. Yep, Jenny and Amy. It's funny. After the dog attack, like a day or two later, I came out and Amy was screaming her head off and they were galloping all over the property. So I don't know if they saw a dog or something, but they were running and the sheep all got together in a group. So something was out here that they were alarming at. But yeah, they do their job. They do the best they can. If the sheep are penned up and they can't get away, then it makes it easier for a dog attack. So we've been leaving them out at night. I'll pen them during the day when we're here, and overnight. Sometimes I leave them out overnight and I'll pen them up sometimes during the day if we got people coming. So we're here. If something happens, we're here. I thought the boys were gonna. Oh, I think the boys are gonna start playing here behind me. No. See you, Jan. Great seeing you guys. Yeah, the boys are playing. I guess their belly is full. They're gonna start playing. The donkeys are so much fun. I mean, they just are something else. They get into quite a bit of trouble. They're very smart. They know simple commands, like in, out, stuff like that, to go into a pasture or to go out. Oh, there they go. Wee-haw! Oh, I guess they're going to go to the other side of the property. So they have this whole side of the property is open to them right now. So you can see there's panels here because this is the front pasture, which we'll start when we get into summer. They'll be in here at night in this pasture that I'm walking out of. So we'll pen them up here at night, and then they'll come in the barn during the day because it gets pretty hot here in the summer. So they'll be in that pasture. You see this, the gate. They'll be in this pasture at night, and then they'll be back in the barn during the day because we have an evaporative cooler in the barn. So, and the barn is insulated, so that it keeps them cooler in the summertime. So he's over here. That's Duende over there. Duende never missing a meal. He's always hoovering. What are you doing, Oreo? This pen we just took apart. It had panels over here. So let me get out of the way from Junior. Hey. Hey, out of the way. No, you don't need to be on top of me. Don't need to be on top of me. Don't need to be on top of me. Thank you. He's young and he doesn't realize sometimes that he has to get out of my space. Stop, stop. No. Yes. Baby horse. Stop. Say hi. Yes, baby horse, stop. You're all teeth. All teeth. Yes. But anyway, that pen we took apart. Yeah, he's so when I met him, he came right up to me and he likes scratches. So he just came right up on top of me. And I said, oh God, so he doesn't have any spatial awareness. So he's been learning about spatial awareness, like my spatial awareness. But yeah, he's very much in your pocket, in your space all the time. That's Duende. Whereas Oreo is kind of like, yeah, I could take you or leave you. Yeah, oh, there's my tractor. So the person that was asking about the tractor, there's our tractor. Oh, there he goes. Where's he off to? He's going to go back to the front. Oh, Oreo was rolling. I scared him. They just ran. These are eucalyptus trees. So If you saw the film with Bigfoot, those were all eucalyptus trees. I guess he's going to come back over. He was over here rolling a minute ago. So yeah, this paddock, this is one of the barn paddocks. We took this apart. The fencing is over here, and we're going to be putting. Hey, hey, really? Let's fucking go. We're going to be putting the steel fencing back up here, so it'll be permanent. They just ran down the bottom of the property. So this is kind of like the middle section. Now they're rearing and jumping around down there. And then this runs all the way down past my outside paddocks, which we use in the summertime too. And then these are the barn paddocks. So we just finished this one the other day. We put up the fencing to keep baby from sticking his head through. And they're going to run up there. Oh, there they go. Yeehaw! He's going back in the front pasture. Oreo's still running. Not sure where he's going. I think he's going to come by here again. Maybe not. Oh, there he goes. He's going back out in the front. The sheep are over here by that paddock that I was standing next to. Oh, they're still running. They're pretty funny. The sheep are over here making noise. Oh, here they come. No, gonna go back inside, and he's gonna run around the trailers. Duende's still running. Where are you going now? He's coming back over here. So they have plenty of area to run around if they want. There he goes. Let's see if he goes back in there. There he goes, back out to the front pasture. There's Duende jumping around. So they're getting their energy out. They're doing some galloping over there. I think they're coming back again. Making circles. I don't know, they're silly. They are pretty funny. I guess they're going to settle down. So anyway, this is the whole section of the property that they have access to. It's probably an acre or more that they have access to, coming down here past the paddocks. And then, so they can run up and down here if they want, up and down this little hill. And they can go out into that front pasture. And then at the end of the day, I bring them back in. So anyway, so that's kind of my little farm chat. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I think I'm going to finish this out. It looks like we've been talking for, oh gosh, almost an hour. Holy cow. Oh yeah, honey, I just saw your message. Yeah, we're on a well. We actually had to put in a deeper well a couple years ago because the orchards, all these almond orchards and stuff in the area, they put in these 1,000-foot wells, and then they take water from all the aquifers all the way down the 1,000 feet. So they undercut all the people like me that had these 130-foot wells. So we had wells going dry all over the valley, like hundreds of small farms and homes lost all their water. So we still had water, but it was low. I mean, we didn't have a lot of water to spare. So my neighbor put in a 300-foot well. We put in a 296-foot well. The neighbor across the street, that one was drilled down to 250. And then further down the street, they put in 300-foot wells. So we all had to pay for those wells, and ours was $27,000. So we had to take out we had to do a refinance on the house in order to pay for it. Yeah, well, it's because the sheep. So the sheep keep all the grass really low, so it kind of looks like a golf course. Which yeah, $27,000 was a tough pill to swallow. But we have a deep well now, so we have 80 gallons a minute. So we have tons of water. We hit a really good aquifer, and yeah, so we're in good shape here. My neighbor, they missed the aquifer, so they're only at 25 gallons a minute. But yeah, these, and the thing that makes me angry is that these orchards are owned by hedge funds. So these orchards not only are owned by big money, but they got government money. They got free grants from the government, from the taxpayer, to put those 1,000-foot wells in. We couldn't get it. Oh, your golf courses have dried up there? Golf course up here, yeah. Oh no, we don't have any wind today. But yeah, well, I'm not surprised. You know, we've got, we had to put in these deep wells just so that we had water for our animals. So yeah, it was not nice. I mean, there was, at one point, there was over 300 homes or small farms that had lost their wells. And I know it was more than that because it hit the entire valley, the whole North Valley. Everybody had dry wells. So, but you couldn't get, the problem is once you had a dry well, you couldn't get a loan from the bank. So you couldn't do a refinance on your house because the bank stopped loaning to people. So people ended up with no water. I mean, it was really ridiculous. Some of the wells have recharged a bit, but they're not going to have the water quantity that people need if they're irrigating. So since we have a deep well and we have lots of water now, I can afford to do some irrigation. But I couldn't afford to do that before. I didn't want to risk it because making sure my animals have water to drink is far more important than, you know, making sure that I can water my grass so that they have something to eat. But yeah, last year we started with this irrigation system, and it worked pretty well. They had enough grass to eat at night whole summer. So that worked out really well. And we're going to probably add a couple extra lines to this pasture so that way we can expand it so we can get some more grass for them for the whole summer. And that way it doesn't, because if I don't irrigate it, like once the rain stops, if I don't start irrigating it, we'll lose this grass that's here now. So it's one of those things you have to start really fast. So anyway, but yeah, thanks for coming, guys. I've enjoyed chatting with you, and I will probably let you go now that the animals have settled down, and I'm going to be riding this afternoon. I did the garden, so we do have a garden we did 2 years ago, but we actually produced way more than we could consume. So we actually ended up that we were producing, I don't know, 10 cucumbers a day. It was like ridiculous. So back here is the garden. So we didn't do it last year, and we haven't done it this year. I did get some raspberry bushes, so I've got them growing. Yeah, well, Blue Diamond, they unfortunately, all the nuts that they grow are here in my area. So they have pistachios, pecans, walnuts, and almonds. That's what's grown up here in my area. So all the stuff you get from Blue Diamond, it's grown here locally. And they employ, you know, quite a few people. You know, your typical migrant farm labor is out there tending to these orchards. And they work really hard. They're out there 4 in the morning, and they're out there in 110 degrees, 115 degrees in the summer. So, but anyway. But yeah, I'll do another one. Probably next Saturday I'll do another live. If you guys want to, you know, hang out for another chat. I've enjoyed visiting with you. It's been fun. And, you know, it's not everybody has a farm, and not everybody knows what goes on a farm. But I'm going to be riding later today, so I'm going to wrap this up and get my steed after he's done eating. And we're going to ride in the arena this afternoon. We're preparing for the March show. The show in March is the 12th to the 14th, or 12th to the 15th, or 13th to the 15th, whatever that weekend is. So we're doing all 3 days. Probably do a live from the horse show. I'll probably put up a notice of what day and time I'm going to do it, so that way you can, like, if you're around during that time, you can check it out. And I don't know Arabic, so I can't read any of that. But yeah, so we're doing a dressage show in March. We're doing training level test 3 on Friday. Saturday and Sunday we're doing first level test 1. So we're trying to get our qualifications at first level for the adult amateur, and also the national championships for California dressage. So what I did last time was I was sitting there by the ring, and I was kind of talking about some of the classes that I was watching, and kind of talking you through some of the movements, what they are and how they're scored. You know, or we can talk about anything really. I can just walk around walk around the show site and just sort of show you all the stuff that's going on at the show too, you know, so whatever, we'll figure it out. But hey, thanks for coming, and I appreciate it. I'm going to end this now, and it's good seeing you guys. Yeah, I'm going to ride Oreo today. Duende is not going to be back. I won't back him until he's 4, so he's got a couple of years to hang out and just stuff his face. So just Oreo, that's all I have now. So I rode him yesterday. He was pretty good, and then we'll do some riding today and stuff. Oh yeah, I can do that. I can show the cats next time. And they're in the house hanging out on my bed. But yeah, I can show you the cats next time too. That'd be cool. So bye everybody. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. It's nice seeing you guys. All right, I'm gonna close this up now. Thanks guys. Bye.